Do you sometimes feel like you're not enough? Do you sometimes feel that there are external voices continually pressuring you to be better, that you don't look the right way, that you ain't achieved the things you're supposed to have achieved in your life? And even when you get respite from those external voices, perhaps through the distractions of entertainment or staring vapidly at your phone or purchasing something or eating something or pornography, the inner voices won't relent. The reason I'm talking about this and thinking about this is because when I'm on my live tour, at the end of the show, I do these Q&As. Recently, I met this woman called Hazel who told me exactly that. She said, when it ain't the external voices bugging me, the voices that are telling me I'm not good enough and I don't look the right way, she told me that when she's not being dogged by external voices, it's internal voices. I obviously can identify with the feeling of being condemned or controlled or undermined by what we would call the inner critic. Michael Singer, in his book Untethered Soul, said, if this inner voice was a friend of yours, you'd cut them out of your life. Who needs to be spoken to in that way? Continually told that you're not good enough, you're not doing the right things, that you're underachieving. Where do these thoughts and feelings come from? During my conversation with Hazel in the live show, we found some interesting answers together. Why don't you stay to the end of this video and comment below. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me what happens to you when you're left alone with your thoughts. Let me know what solutions you would suggest towards dealing with external pressure and stimulants and those inner voices. I found this conversation with Hazel really, really moving. She's a really beautiful person, as I told her at the time, and I'd like to reiterate now. And as with so many of us, she, like you and I, have the resources that we need within ourselves, if only we can unblock ourselves and unlock those resources. Stay to the end of the video. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, consider subscribing now. Have a look at this video. Stay to the end because it's quite beautiful. Some of the people in the office that have watched it have found it most moving. A couple of people cried in a good way.
Hi, I'm Hazel. Mentally ill, there's like a constant barrage of, oh, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, you shouldn't be doing it this way, and it's like constant everywhere. And like, meanwhile, individually, we're dealing with, you know, really fucked up past or whatever. And you talked a lot about unanchoring ourselves from inner trauma. And I'm not gonna lie, whenever I try to meditate, I mean, I'm weeping over there. Like the second I like go inward, and I'm like, I don't know how to meditate without remembering stuff. So I'm like wondering how, with constant outward input on how we're wrong and constant inward input on how we're wrong, like, what do we do?
You're so lovely for a start.
Thank you.
You're so lovely. So obvious how lovely you are. You're really, really beautiful, and you communicate really clearly, and you really understand yourself well. This external continual condemnation and adjudication, like, you know, I think that's just an unconscious drive for the old economic model. People that feel like they have everything in them that they need don't buy stuff. I think it's really as simple as that, that you're just continually prodded and provoked into states of anxiety and fear. I think it's unconscious. I don't even think they're doing it deliberately. Forgive them, they know not what they do. I think it's that kind of territory. You know, the way that the social media works, they recognise that people respond more to agitation than they do to play. So it just all got out of fucking hand. And really that's just an amplification of models that preceded it, even though now that it's ubiquitous, it has so much more power. It's exponential. Consciousness itself, attention is being mined. Behaviour is being modified. So it is hard, and I guess you have to fucking well shut yourself off from it. Like, you know, when you come into a community, like, see, sometimes at the weekend I just turn off my phone for the whole weekend, and then I'm just subjected to the thoughts. Now they're not good either, those little bastards. I've got my own internal set of mad little propagandists, the inner Goebbels, and I've got to deal with that little dude. So what I do with there, and what he told me actually, Mick, is that your thoughts, they are not reality. They are not reality. I consider them, in fact, to be the first layer of the material world. Like in the meditation we just did then. And when you're crying like that, that ain't a bad thing. That's a good thing. It's like that thing in you's gone, oh shit, I can be processed now. I can come out. We're all holding it together, like the stuff that I'm saying in the show when you're pretending to be normal all the time. It's knackering and exhausting. So when you finally get a little moment where you can go, oh God, you know, what's everyone doing? You know, the people that we know, the people, the older males and that are waiting for their deathbed, like your uncles or your dad or whatever, and there might be some flash, some moment, if they get to die like that, like where they just go, this isn't who I was, bye! You know, we've got to do it now. We've got to do it now. We've got to awaken from the dream of who we were into who we truly are. The fact that you're even asking these questions, the fact that you're so beautiful and so elegant in your communication, it shows me there's a pathway for you, Hazel. You're perfect. You're so beautiful as you are. You're exactly as you're meant to be. It's the opposite of every message you've received internally and externally is the absolute truth. But let it all go. Look at all of the women that love you in here, all of the men. It's all right, mate. Where's a nice, strong woman to give her a cuddle? Strong woman, matriarchal. Ah, there you go, right there. Look at that. Give us a cuddle.
Now look, I didn't just show that because I happened to look quite nice because I was being kind to someone on video. I'm doing those things all the time. We showed it because I wanted to show you what Hazel was like, how beautiful, unusual, unique and funny she is, and yet, like all of us, how dogged by doubt she is, internally and externally, as she described. Is it possible, do you think, this is a question for you to answer in the comments, that we can make one another feel better, not through distraction, nor through appeasement and people-pleasing and denial, but by encouraging one another, by connecting to one another, by creating and demonstrating a system of values between one another that's not based on the external codes of condemnation. They're essentially, as I said in the video, tools of keeping us trapped in cycles of perpetual purchase. Is it possible for us to clean the ecosystem within ourselves, the environment outside ourselves? We talk a lot about how we need to change our treatment of that external environment. What are we going to do about the inner ecosystems? What are we going to do about our inner environment? If you're not a subscriber to this channel yet, please subscribe to it. It really helps us when you subscribe. Let us know what you think of it in the comments. Give us a thumbs up. Please sign up to my mailing list where you can learn about all sorts of exciting stuff I'm doing. Notably, in July, I'm doing a one-day event with Wim Hof. There's only 1,000 tickets. We're only going to make them available to people that subscribe to my mailing list, so please subscribe there. But more importantly than all of this gentle propaganda is that you please stay free.